My name is Aman and my picture was used in the film Renaissance as the character Marie. The main character, played by Chris Knowles, finds Marie on a dating website and she soon becomes his love interest. This is Aman's audio-visual presentation for his professional experience module, and I will be narrating on Aman's behalf. Aman knew he wanted to work in a group instead of independently because he wanted to create something that had contributing skills and ideas from other people. He was aware that people in his course were travelling to various other places to get work experience, but this wasn't exactly what he wanted to do. Rob Dutton had told him he was working in a group with Rob Knowles and Manj Sandhu. Aman had seen a previous project of theirs and thought they'd all worked really well together. He'd never worked with this group before, so he thought it would allow him to gain new experiences and new ideas, so he let them know that he had ideas and skills that he could contribute to their group. They'd seen his previous projects, such as the short film Chasing Red, so they accepted him into the group. A trip was organised by the university for professional experiences in New York. This new environment enabled the students to take their professional experience further by doing work experience in an unfamiliar place. It allowed them to be more independent and have an exciting outlook on their projects. As a group, they decided to take this placement and to shoot their film together. At this stage, a lot of pre-planning for the film was being done at Rob Dutton's house. Soon afterwards, a Facebook group was made to discuss ideas and locations for the filming. They eventually came up with a script which was titled Lost in Central Park. This featured a foreign student who finds himself lost in New York and unable to find his friends and apartment. After they had their script, they did a lot of location research. They pinpointed filming locations such as the Nürnberg Bandshell and the Glade Arch. Unfortunately, due to the volcanic explosion in Iceland, nearly all flights departing from the UK were cancelled and they were unable to fly out to New York. They knew they couldn't continue using this script because the location and settings were crucial to the film. They needed an extension in order to have enough time to make a bigger and better project due to the cancellation of the previous one. The hand-in date changed to the 31st of August, which gave them plenty of time. Aman had suggested a new method of communication within the group which would make it easier for everyone to meet and discuss ideas at the same time. He thought it would be a good idea to use Skype, which is a program that allowed them to have free group calls from their computers to talk about the script and location ideas. Skype also enabled them to send files and hyperlinks to one another efficiently. As the university was closed over the summer, Skype let them work with each other from home. Although not everyone was able to film on the same day at the same time, they overcame these obstacles by using Skype to have regular communication from home. They used these meetings to find out when everybody in the group was next available. A member of the group suggested that they film in Paris, which is well known for its historic scenery and iconic landmarks. They thought this new environment would allow them to explore their skills and adapt to an unfamiliar area. They decided to create a new Paris Facebook group to further discuss ideas. So if they weren't all available at one time, they could still have communication over the Facebook group. They discussed music, film names and filming ideas. The group needed confirmation on filming permission via email and phone in places like the Champs-Élysées and the Eiffel Tower. If they did not do this before filming, then they would have needed to alter the script. It would have costed a considerable amount to film on top of the Eiffel Tower, like they'd originally planned, so they decided to film in front of the tower in the Champ de Mars. Eventually, they came up with a new script idea. Hapless Chris lives out his daily routine, going to work, then meeting his best friend and only friend, Rob. Chris and Rob's friendship is tested when Rob reveals he is headed off to university. In search of a replacement for Rob, Chris joins the dating website and finds Marie. Chris becomes very close with her and eventually decides to meet up with her in her hometown, Paris. However, Chris gets a nasty shock when he discovers that Rob has played a harsh prank on him. Marie doesn't actually exist. However, on Chris's way back home, he meets Amanda. They both really enjoy spending time together and decide to take their relationship further. Chris confronts Rob but ends up forgiving him because his trip to Paris led to him meeting his future girlfriend. They decided to name the film Renaissance because translated Renaissance means rebirth. Throughout the film, Chris gradually starts to see a change in his mundane, routine-based lifestyle. After his trip to Paris, he meets Amanda, who gives him a new outlook and purpose to his life. So, pretty much from the beginning, everyone in the group had a fixed idea of what job role they wanted to take on. Rob Knowles was the director, Rob Dutton was the cameraman, Manj Sandhu did sound, Tom Sell did lighting, and Aman was the editor. Through Aman's past experiences, he has developed various different skills. As he has many contributing ideas and the director role was already taken, he decided to take on the role as editor. This enabled him to alter the film to make it the way he ultimately wanted it to be. He had a picture in his head of how he wanted the film to look, so it was important for him to be present on the Paris trip to show ideas as to how the filming should be done. He's used various different editing programs such as Final Cut Pro and Avid, but he was happy to use his own software, which was Adobe Editing Pro, because he could use it from home and he's familiar with how to use the program. Because Aman was an editor, it wasn't always necessary for him to be present at all the filming locations. Also, on the trip to London, there was a limit to how many members were permitted to go. If over 4 people had gone, there would have been an additional fee for filming. This film in particular was a challenge for Aman because it took a lot more patience and time, seeing as it was a lot longer than he had expected. The most excruciating part about editing was finding the footage, which was put into various files as it was not filmed in chronological order. Also, all the footage was completed close to the hand-in date, so time was another challenging factor to work with. Aman's job was to receive the footage and decide what was good and what was bad in terms of lighting, sound, and audio distortion. After polishing off all the footage, he created the completed final result. From his work experience, he was able to enhance and use these skills further. He knew it had potential, but in order to improve the footage, audio and effects needed to be added. It started to look a lot better when they added these factors. They recorded their own audio sound clips, such as text messages, cashier beeps, and train announcements. The added music allowed the scenes to flow a lot better. They found permission for music on Newgrounds.com and BMI. They also pre-recorded some of their own music from Rob Knowles' grandfather, who played the accordion, which is used in the Paris scene. The audio was a challenge to work with because of the different volume levels. Different scenes had different levels, and he was able to raise and lower them, and then merge them by using effects so there weren't any jumps. It took approximately 2 weeks to edit all the footage in total. The quality of the piece, once fully edited, met his expectations and, more importantly, the director's. It fitted in with the script well and followed the narrative. Aman felt that the characters and the location made it come together really well. He also felt that he'd started to identify his skills during this editing process.
I thoroughly enjoyed working in this group because my group were all very supportive and we cooperated with each other very well. I have to say it's one of the best groups I've ever worked in because while nobody felt pressured, we all worked hard and contributed ideas as a group. I enjoyed my job role and the outcome of the film. I feel like I've broadened my horizons and in editing and in media production in general. I hope to work with everyone again some point in the future. I would like to thank Emmy Mailer for a narration for my presentation. Thank you for taking time to watch my 2 on 6 video audio presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.